Hi everyone. Today we are going to see about intrauterine contraceptive device. So it is also known as IUCD. An intrauterine device, also known as intrauterine contraceptive device or coil. It is a small, often T-shaped birth control device that is inserted into the uterus to prevent pregnancy. Intrauterine devices are one form of long-acting reversible birth control. Copper T is an intrauterine device made of copper and plastic. It is used for contraception and family planning. It is highly effective reversible family planning method. So this IUCD plays an important role in family planning. So in order to provide spacing in between the pregnancy, we will be advising the couple for this intrauterine contraceptive devices. Let's see the mechanism of action. Copper bearing IUDs helps in the prevention of fertilization. The presence of intrauterine device in the uterine cavity creates a local inflammatory reaction that appears to prevent sperm from reaching the fallopian tube. So when we introduce any foreign body inside our body, what happens? Normally a local inflammatory reaction will happen. So here the same process is taking place, and this inflammatory process will prevent the sperm from reaching the fallopian tubes. So what is the action of copper here in contraceptive devices is the copper ions decreases the sperm motility and function by altering the uterine and tubal fluid environment. So thus preventing sperm from reaching the fallopian tubes and fertilizing the egg. So this device also stimulates foreign body reaction in the endometrium, thus releases macrophages and prevents implantation. So let's see the types of intrauterine devices. So in the earlier devices, we were using copper 7 and copper T 200. So now newer devices has been found. So those are copper T 380A, Nova T, multi-load copper 250 and multi-load copper 375. So these are some of the types of intrauterine devices. So let's see one by one in detail. So first is 7-shaped intrauterine device. So these are copper bearing intrauterine devices. So in that 7-shaped intrauterine device, it contains 89 milligram copper wire wound around the vertical limb of a 7-shaped polypropylene device to give an effective surface of approximately 200 millimeter square. So it is used for 3 years as intrauterine copper contraceptive treatment. So you can see the picture here. It is a 7-shaped device. So it contains 89 milligram of copper wire wounded around the vertical stem. So this device releases copper ion at a mean daily dose of 9.87 microgram per day continuously in the intrauterine cavity for up to 40 months, that is around 3 years. So the copper 7 appears to be substantially smaller than the other. It can be easily inserted because of its special 7 configuration in addition to its small size. So this 7-shaped IUD will daily release around 9.8 microgram of copper daily for about 3 years. Okay, so this can be used for 3 years only. So due to its shape and size, it can be inserted easily. So this is about 7-shaped IUD. Next is T-shaped intrauterine device. So the T-shaped intrauterine device containing 200 millimeter square of contraceptive copper wire winding around the vertical leg of a T-shaped polyethylene device in the manner as copper 7 device. So this is same as copper 7 only, but the shape is slightly different. There it looks like a 7 shape. Here it looks like a T shape. Okay, so it is also used for 3 years of contraceptive treatment. So the T-shaped device has a volume of 0.16 centimeter cube, which is almost twice as large as the 7-shaped device. So this T-shaped intrauterine device is larger than 7-shaped intrauterine device. So next is copper T380A. So these are the newer ones. So the copper T380A, it holds 380 millimeter square of copper wire wounded on stem with extra copper sleeves on both arms of T. Okay, so where in case of copper T200, we have seen the copper will be wounded around the vertical stem alone. But here in case of copper T380A, the copper wire will be wounded in the horizontal as well as in the vertical stem. So here A indicates arms. So the copper T380A indicates arms. It indicating importance of copper sleeve on each arm. With introduction of sleeves, efficacy and lifespan is increased. So here in case of 380A, the lifespan is about 10 years. Whereas the older version will be of 3 years. But in case of 380A, it is for 10 years. The failure rate is 0.3 to 0.8 per HWY. So what is HWY means? 100 women in years. Okay, so HWY is 100 women in years. Further, ball at the bottom of the stem reduces risk of perforation and reduces cramp-like pain. So they have given a ball-like thing at the bottom. So it prevents the perforation of copper, this copper T, out of the uterus, and it also reduces the cramp-like pain. So this is about copper T380A. So next one is Nova T. So this Nova T380 is an intrauterine device made of polyethylene and wound with copper wire with a silver core. Okay, so it is made up of polyethylene wounded with a copper wire with a silver core. The surface area of the copper is 380 millimeter square. So the polyethylene body shaped as a modified T is impregnated with barium sulfate. So the removal threads pigmented with iron oxide are attached to the base of the vertical arm of the T. So this is about Nova T. The other one is multi-load IUD. So the multi-load IUD includes multi-load copper 250 and multi-load copper 375. So it is based on the amount of copper that is impregnated. So in the multi-load copper 250, it contains about 250 millimeter square of mercury. Sorry, millimeter square of copper. Whereas in multi-load copper 375, it contains 375 millimeter square of copper. So this is the difference between these two. So this copper, multi-load copper 250, its duration is about 3 years. Whereas multi-load copper 375, its duration is about 5 years. So there are some other types of intrauterine device. So the first one is non-medicated intrauterine device and the other one is medicated intrauterine device. So in case of non-medicated intrauterine device, the contraceptive action by producing sterile inflammatory response in endometrium. These are available in ring-shaped IUDs made of stainless steel and plastic fabricated form from polyethylene polypropylene. So the examples of non-medicated are Lippes loop and plastic IUD. So here this is not a medicated one. It provides the inflammatory response in the endometrium, whereas it prevents the pregnancy. So that is about the non-medicated. It either retards the sperm mobility, so they fail to reach the egg, or produce spermicidal effect that kills the sperm. So this is about non-medicated IUD. Whereas in case of medicated IUD, it contains progesterone releasing IUDs. So this medicated intrauterine device releases certain hormones which alter the hormonal balance inside the woman's body, and it avoids the contraception. So the hormones produced here will prevents the pregnancy. So this is about the other two types of intrauterine devices. So this is a picture of medicated intrauterine device where the hormone will be stored in the vertical stem. So from there the hormone will be liberated daily. So next we can see the parts of copper T. So in the part of copper T, there is a copper T and there is a insertion tube and a flange. Along with that there is a solid white rod plunger. So this plunger helps in pushing the copper T device into the uterus. Then we have to take it out. So these are the part of copper T. Next we can see the mechanism of anti-fertility action of copper. So here the ionized copper has an additional anti-fertility effect by preventing implantation through the enzymatic interference. Copper is known to be cytotoxic in high concentration. It enhances the spermatocidal and spermatodepressive action of an intrauterine device. The copper concentration in endometrial epithelium and superficial stomata inhibits the binding of steroids of their receptors. So this is the action behind this copper. Let's see the insertion procedure of this copper T. So we have to maintain aseptic precautions throughout the pregnancy. So a pelvic examination is to be done to assess the position of the uterus. Then a bimanual examination is done, and then insert the speculum into the vagina to inspect the cervix. So once the cervix is inspected, we have to clean the cervix and the vagina with antiseptic solution. Then slowly and gently pass the uterine sound through the cervix to measure the depth and position of the uterus. Okay. So after measuring the position and length of the cervix, next we have to introduce the copper T device. As seen in the procedure, we have to insert till we feel the resistance. So once we feel the resistance, the plunger should be pushed so that the T form will comes out. After that the plunger should be released out. Load the IUD into the inserter while both are still in the unopened sterile package. So before peeling off the package, we have to insert the T-shaped thing into the insertion tube so that the T-shape is not open. Then the provider slowly and gently inserts the IUD into the uterus and removes the insertion tube. The provider cuts the strings of the IUD, leaving out about 3 centimeters hanging out of the cervix. So the thread which is lying below should be seen outside, so that we should leave around 3 centimeters. After the insertion, the client should take rest for some time. She remains on the examination table until she feels stable. So this is about the procedure of inserting intrauterine device. So let's see the part again. So in the T-shaped copper T, there is a horizontal arm, vertical stem, and also you can see the strings. So the horizontal arm, this part of the device goes under the fundus the arms are extended to the right and left part of the fallopian tube. The stem usually rests in the body of the cervix, and the strings remain in the vagina and can be felt by the user. So this is about the insertion of copper T. Next we can see the IUD removal procedure, how this intrauterine device can be removed. So the provider inserts a speculum to see the cervix and the intrauterine strings and carefully cleans the cervix and vagina with the antiseptic solution such as iodine. So this is same as the insertion only. So where the speculum is inserted to visualize the cervix, and once we visualize the cervix, the strings or the thread which is hanging out, so we should visualize that. Then we have to clean the area with antiseptic solution. Then the provider asks the women to take slow deep breaths to make them relax. So the women should say if she has any pain during the removal procedure. So while she is relaxing, using narrow forceps, the provider pulls the intrauterine strings slowly and gently until the IUD comes completely out of the cervix. So while taking deep breaths, we have to pull the strings slowly and gently, so the IUD will be expelled out completely. So this is about the removal procedure. Next we can see the indications for removal. When we should remove the intrauterine device. So when there is any excessive bleeding. So if the mother with intrauterine device is complaining that she has severe bleeding during periods or irregular periods, anything like that, we have to remove it. Then if there is any history of perforation of the uterus. So in case of perforation, the mother may have severe pain. In those cases, we have to remove it. Then if intrauterine device has come out of place. How we can identify this in the sense, we will be advising the mother to search for threads. We are leaving already 3 cm thread inside. So the mother can feel that thread daily. If she cannot feel that thread, then the intrauterine device may go out of place. So in those cases it is indicated. Pregnancy occurs within the device. If the mother is pregnant, in the case we have to remove the copper T. Then in case of missing thread also. So these are some of the indications that are required for removal of intrauterine devices. Next, let's see the advantages of intrauterine device. So it provides a long-term birth control. So it around 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. So based on the device what we are inserting, it provides long-term birth control. So it is very much cost effective also. It can be removed when a woman would like to become pregnant. So it is a convenient method. A woman does not need to remember it daily or weekly. Whereas in case of taking any contraceptive pills, the mother has to remember it daily and she has to take the tablet. Whereas in case of intrauterine device, she don't want to remember anything. So it is a convenient method. So these are some of the advantages of intrauterine device. So let's see the disadvantages of intrauterine devices. In the disadvantages, between 2 and 10% fall out. Most commonly in the first year of use. It may come out without the mother's knowledge also. Increased risk of miscarriage if an IUD is left in the uterus during pregnancy. In rare cases, the intrauterine device may attach to or perforate the walls of the uterus. It may stick to the uterus or it may perforate the walls of the uterus also. With the copper intrauterine device, a woman may experience heavier bleeding and cramping with periods. So these are some of the disadvantages of having this intrauterine device. Next we can see the side effects. So the mother may have bleeding, pain, pelvic infections may occur, uterine perforation, ectopic pregnancy, expulsion of property, it may be partially expelled or completely expelled. Mortality is extremely rare. So these are some of the common side effects that occurs due to intrauterine device. So we have seen about what is intrauterine device. We have seen about the mode of action, how they will act or work. Then what are the types of intrauterine device available, and we have seen the advantages, disadvantages, then the complication, side effect. So intrauterine contraceptive device is a widely accepted reversible method of contraception for spacing of birth throughout the world. So this intrauterine devices is followed throughout the world for family planning. Hope you have understood. Thank you everyone.